Welcome to another exciting episode on Elorm Echoes. Say what? Clack it, clack it, clack it. Today's episode on Elorm Echoes, the story I'm going to narrate to you, I want to believe the millennials can perfectly relate to the story. And hopefully the Gen Zs have heard something intriguing about this time right here in Ghana. And this story is about the 1983 hunger. And so, let's get right into it.
Elorm echoes. Every story has a voice.
The Rawlings Chain. Why Ghanaians will never forget 1983. In 1983, fat was a sign of corruption, and a single tin of Milkmaid was worth more than a suitcase of cash. If you didn't have a Rawlings chain, those hollow bones showing at your neck, people asked if you were a magician or a thief. My name is Baaba, and in 1983, I learned that the human stomach is a very loud storyteller. Ghana was on its knees. The heavens had closed their tabs and the bushfires were eating the little cocoa we had left. But it wasn't just the weather. We were in the heat of the revolution. Jerry John Rawlings, JJ of blessed memory, was in power then. And his words was law. He wanted to end what was called Kalabule, the black market corruption that made prices jump every hour. He wanted discipline. But you see, discipline is hard to maintain when your intestines are playing a funeral dirge. I remember going to Makola Market. Usually, Makola is the heartbeat of Accra, a place of colors and loud laughter. In 83, it looked like a battlefield. The soldiers were everywhere with their green uniforms and their long whips. They were looking for hoarders. If a market woman was caught hiding a crate of eggs or a bag of rice to sell at a higher price, JJ soldiers didn't call a lawyer, they called the lash. I saw Auntie Araba, a woman twice the size of a soldier, being questioned about a hidden tin of sardine. She tried to claim it was her personal breakfast, but the soldier wasn't smiling. "Sister," he shouted, "is this sardine for the revolution or for your stomach?" That year, we became experts in creative cooking. My kitchen was a laboratory of disappointment. We made gari soakings without sugar, without milk, and sometimes, if things were really bad, without the gari, we would just stir the water and dream. One afternoon, my husband, Noel, came home looking like he'd won the lottery. He whispered, "Baba, I found it, the Holy Grail." He reached into his shirt and pulled out a single slightly bruised kinky. We treated that kinky like it was a royal guest. I put it on a plate and we just sat there staring at it. "Should we eat it now?" I asked. "No," Noel whispered. "Let's wait until we are really hungry. If we eat it now, We have nothing to look forward to. An hour later, a neighbor, Uncle Ebo, dropped by. Now in Ghana, you must offer a guest something. But in 1983, a guest was a threat to your survival. We quickly hid the kinky under a pile of laundry. Uncle Ebo sat there, sniffing the air like a bloodhound. I smell fermented corn, Uncle Ebo said, his eyes darting around. It's the laundry, Noel lied, sweating. The soap we are using, it's very organic. Ebo looked at the laundry pile, then at us. Then this your laundry is very delicious because I can see it moving. Our cat had found the kinky under the clothes. We spent the next 10 minutes chasing a cat around the room to save our dinner. While trying to maintain our dignity in front of our guests, who was clearly trying to calculate how many lashes he'd take just for a bite of that crust. We cried, mostly because the cat actually won. But the laughter always faded. By December, the hunger was no longer a joke. The bushfires had reached the edge of our village. We had no farm produce. The soil was so dry, it would cut our feet like glass. I remember the returnees, over 1 million Ghanaians expelled from Nigeria, arriving with nothing but the clothes on their backs. More mouths to feed. No food. I saw a line of men, strong men who used to build skyscrapers, weeping because they couldn't find a single plantain for their children. I walked past Makola one last time and saw the women being lashed. It was a dark sight. The market was silent. The Kalabule had gone underground and the people were just waiting to disappear. Then it happened. It was a Tuesday. The sky had been dusty, hazy grey for months. The harmattan was stubborn, but suddenly the air changed. It didn't feel dry. It felt heavy. A single drop hit the dust, then another. We didn't run inside. The whole street, the whole of Accra, seemed to pour out into the road. People who hadn't smiled in a year were sticking their tongues out to catch the water. The soldiers dropped their whips. The market women forgot their Kalabule. The rain came down so hard it felt like the heavens were trying to apologize. Within weeks, the Rawlings Chain began to fade. The yellow corn started to peek through the mud. We had survived the fire, the lash and the empty pots. 1983 taught us that you can whip a market, you can hoard the grain, and you can tighten your belt until it snaps. But you can never defeat a people who know how to find a joke in the middle of famine. Tell me, didn't you enjoy today's story? What was your experience at that time? Our millennials, this is to you. You can share your story, you can share the experience, how it felt like in 1983. And to the Gen Zs, what did you hear about that day or that moment in 1983? Kindly share your experience in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly do so. And don't forget to also share with your loved ones for them to hear our stories. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.